Hello, experienced design and management faculty. My name is Miranda Garrett, and I am excited to send you this video to share a little bit about my passion for and vision of the future of experience design and management. Now, instead of using this video to talk through my resume, I decided I would do what I love best, which is to teach a human-centered design principle and share how I have applied it to complex problems with companies in several different industries. And to do that, I'm going to share a case study of the Wendy's pickup window. Now, the Wendy's fast food restaurant was started back in the 1960s by a man named Dave Thomas. And at the time, he was so excited to implement a new innovation called the pickup window. This was a singular window that guests could drive up to, order their food, pay, and drive off with it. And he thought this was going to really put his restaurant over the top. Unfortunately, it didn't work out quite like he planned. He found that when he implemented the pickup window, cars were lined up down the street, and even worse, the lines inside the restaurant became longer as well. And he didn't understand why. So he turned to his cooks and cashiers inside to see what the problem was. And he realized he forgot to account for the time it took to make the burgers. Even though he thought this process would be faster because it was new and innovative, he didn't take into account that it takes a certain amount of time to cook a raw hamburger, and guests needed to wait for that. I think that if Dave Thomas had been an experienced design and management major, he might have asked the problem statement, how might we make wait times shorter for customers? Now, that in itself is a fine question, but it was the wrong question for him to be asking. Instead, he could have framed his problem statement as how might we minimize the perceived wait time? He did this ultimately by adding a second pickup window. This way, guests could drive up to it, order their food, drive to the second to pay and pick it up. And this didn't shorten the wait time, but it made it feel like guests were waiting for less time because they had this sense of progression and they anticipated getting their food. And it even made the wait times inside shorter as well. So why do I bring up this case study? This is an example that I've used with several companies to illustrate the idea that it is really important to understand an underlying problem before we go assigning a solution to it. Albert Einstein once said that the formation of a problem is often more essential than its solution, and I can't agree more. You'll see that I have worked with several companies across different industries and in different disciplines who have all had a lot of the same underlying issues. One of them being that they are simply asking the wrong question and want to implement a solution to a problem that may not even exist. They're also not necessarily listening to their stakeholders, their customers and employees to find what really is going on. And again, this is a common problem that I've seen across companies at Cisco, at Marriott, at Equinix, and it keeps coming up over and over again. And I know for a fact that interacting with these senior leaders, they are looking for people who can draw those connections, who can look at the data, who can talk to customers, and who can recommend really strategic and thoughtful steps forward in order to help these companies gain a competitive advantage, to get to market sooner with different products, to be able to implement better business processes. They're looking for people with those skill sets. And I think that that is easily found in the experience design and management department. So what does that mean for our students? I think that the future of experience design and management isn't only found in entertainment and events, though I have over 7 years of experience in coordinating and executing events, and I would be happy to share my expertise with students in this area. I think that there's an unmet need in many teams across industries and product teams, sales, HR, strategy, where people are looking to hire students who have experience finding the underlying problems, to go through empathy interviews, to create low fidelity prototypes and conduct viability tests, to ideate solutions, to go through all of these exercises so that companies can allocate their time and their money efficiently to gain that competitive advantage, to implement the right solution, to go to market quicker. And I think that as experienced design and management students showcase these unique skills, it'll put them above the rest and as they start to apply for jobs in the future. I'm excited to talk through all of this further and would welcome to continue this conversation and share a little bit more about how I have implemented human-centered design principles with some of these companies. But until then, thank you so much for listening, and I look forward to talking with you soon. Thanks.